Hello there, I'm James Morton, author of How Baking Works, and today for the Happy Foodie YouTube channel, I'm going to be looking at caramel. Now, not hard caramel, like you might make spun sugar with, but soft caramel. I'm going to look at two different recipes I've got in my book for soft caramel. First is really, really easy, and it is an absolute staple of mine. It's a really good recipe to have in your repertoire to make a drizzling caramel sauce for ice cream or fillings for chocolates, for chocolate fondants even. The second caramel sauce is a wee bit more gooey, a wee bit more rich, and I like to use that in my Millionaire shortbread recipe. So we're going to look at both of them, and we're going to do the easy one first because we're lazy. All you need is butter, some light brown sugar, some golden syrup, some sea salt, and some double cream. You might call this a salted caramel sauce. I call salted caramel caramel because it's just correctly seasoned caramel. First thing that it requires, just chuck the butter into your pan, add your sugar. I would weigh out your syrup. Don't use tablespoons or teaspoons because it's very inaccurate. Even measuring jugs are very inaccurate. So if you've got a set of electric scales, just weigh it out. Once you've got all your ingredients in the pan, you can put that onto the heat until we get a good simmer going. And once we've got a good simmer going, that's all you need. Keep stirring or else it might burn. You can hear it bubbling away already. If it burns, it's not the end of the world. Just stir in any burnt bits. They'll take a couple of minutes to stir in, but just try not to. You're only going to be stirring this for a maximum of a minute or two, less than two in fact, before it's come to the simmer. Do be careful because we are working with caramel. It is very, very hot and it will cause quite bad burns if you splash it onto your skin. So now it is simmering. What we want to do is turn it off. Give it a good stir. Pour in your cream. No need to do this slowly, just add it all. Depending on how salty you like it, if you like wee flakes of salt hitting your tongue as you taste it, you can add the salt when it's cool, or if you add the salt when it's hot, it'll mostly dissolve. So I'm going to do that just now. I'm just going to pour it into the bowl, leave it to set, and that's it ready. Oh, what we got that noise. That was awesome. So that's my easy caramel sauce taken care of. And now we're going to move on to my gooey caramel sauce. This is a set caramel, so down at room temperature, it won't move. You'll be able to slice it. It does require a wee bit more time. You do need to stir it over the heat, but actually it's still pretty easy. You don't need a thermometer or anything like that. All that's in it are some golden syrup, butter, some sugar, and some condensed milk. We're going to put these in the pan and mix it together until it's nice and golden brown. And that's it. That's all you need to do. So, sugar in. I'm going to weigh out the syrup because, again, it's a lot more accurate. Butter. And 200 grams, that's half a tin, of condensed milk. Or 206 grams. Put it over a medium heat and bring it up to a simmer. Once it's at a simmer, turn it down a little bit. So as you heat it up, you'll start to see wee specks of brown come into the sauce. That's entirely normal, don't worry. You've just got to stir them in. If you ever feel like it's catching at a faster rate than you can stir it in, take it off the heat completely and stir for about a minute straight, and all those wee bits will dissolve, hopefully. You'll see as it gets towards the right consistency, it'll thicken up a wee bit, it'll clump together a wee bit. And to be honest, once it reaches that stage, you don't need to take it any further for consistency's sake. It's more about colour and how much of a caramelly flavour you want. If you go for really dark, you'll get a really rich caramel flavour. Or if you leave it light, absolutely up to you. You can have much more subtle flavour. I'm pretty happy with this as it is. It's a kind of mid-golden brown colour. And what we can do is we can spread this straight over our shortbread, or as I'm going to do now, put it into a bowl for later on. And this will keep for several days. You can freeze it and it'll last for pretty much ever. Just gooey, I think you will agree. Don't be tempted to lick the spoon. You will burn your mouth and likely need a trip to A&E. As you can see, this caramel sauce is much more clumpy and gooey than the other one. So, after a bit of a workout, we've got not one, but two caramel sauces. First, really easy, can be drizzled over pretty much anything. Can be used in chocolate and caramel tarts and chocolate and caramel fondants. The second one I like to use in Millionaire Shortbread, and it's more of a set caramel. You can find all these recipes in my book and even more ideas on the Happy Foodie website. Peanut butter.